Banks is back to bring the hype once again, guys, and we've had it finally for the last ever CSGO major, the Blast TV Paris major. Stickers and pick'ems have dropped just a little bit ago. I'm recording this very late at night. This will be out sometime in the morning. I know I haven't been around too much. I've had so many events. I've been super busy with getting everything done. I've not been streaming either. I had some nice time with my son, but I'm feeling refreshed. I'm feeling ready, and I'm going to give you my pick'ems. Now, remember, this is the last CSGO major. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot of teams coming in different forms. And when it comes to the challenger stage, it's wild with the amount of teams you have in it that are of a high level that you would have expected to be in the legends. But there's teams that are a lot of up and down positions. FaZe, for example, I'm not going to be happy with their Rio performance at all. Not a team that I'm going to put in my 3-0, but I'm going to put them going through. Now, people can say, oh, this FaZe, they lost their motivation. They won the Inter Grand Slam. They've been looking so good. They won the major when it came to Antwerp, but this is still one of the best individual lineups. This is still a team that should know how to get out of this far. They might drop a game. They might struggle even in the opening game against Monty because Monty's really good when it comes to their individual level, and it's a best of one. But overall, I don't think it's going to be a problem here for FaZe to go on through. If they didn't go through at this stage, though, probably expect changes after the player break. I don't know how that would look. Would not want to see that happen. I'm a big fan of even Rain that everyone keeps calling to be cut over and over again. But FaZe is a major level team, major playing team. So I shouldn't be too worried for them. Now, G2, on the other hand, they're a potential for the 3-0, but I'm not going to put them there just yet. I'm going to put them down in the safe spot because despite only hitting 5th place, right, when it comes to the RMR, they beat Cloud9, Aurora, iNation. They did lose to 9 in that opening game, and they could get off to a slow start here, but they're only playing the Mongols. So I think they should get the 1-0, and it shouldn't be a slow start. So technically, I'm like, yeah, 3-0 sounds good. But we'll come back to it. They've been on a massive boot camp in Serbia as well. They've had Manasi's birthday. They've been not playing since the RMR, so it's been boot camp, full practice mode, probably a bit of relaxation and stuff in there as well. I've spoken about this on other videos that Edwin, their coach, he's a mental coach, sorry, performance coach, Mind Body Esports. You'll find him on all the social media. This guy does great work with them, which is why they've been able to have good performances and win championships finally. He's been working on their mental side of things. Now, Ent's in here. This is the next one I want to look at because I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking, Nerds really like them. Shout out to Nerds and his sticker, by the way. The Z, like from Dragon Ball Z. My man, I appreciate that. But they didn't do too well when it comes to this Brazy party. They lost to Saw and they lost to Astralis. I know they might still be testing things out here, and to me, they should be a team that's going through. But I'm going to show you where I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them here on the last part because I'm not 100% sure on them just yet. Then we come onto a team like OG. OG, since Nico came in, I wrote it off from the beginning. Seeing him at Rio wasn't too bad. 7th to 8th. Mirage seems to be the good home pick for him right now. Some of the individuals can shine on it. There's Flames, who was like this young golden star for over and over again. He's having these up and down moments. Dexter, you can always rely on. But I feel like they lack this extra oomph to go through. So I'm not going to place him just yet. I'm not even 100% sure I'm going to put him going through just yet. But I have to wait and see. Game Legion, on the other hand, though, they've been looking really bad. Now, I really like it because of Suri on the team. When we look at the Miles NXT days, he's a big player I'm a fan of. But they've done well to even get here. They don't seem that comfortable as a team yet, though. There seems to be something missing, so they might be a bit of a problem team. Miles, they obviously went through the RMRA, which people try to say was one of the easier ones. They did end up beating FaZe to get in the spot here, so they didn't have to go for the last chance side of things. That's great. But when I saw them at Rio, 13 to 16, you lost to Big and you lost to 9. Now, Big's not made the major. They're putting all their eggs in one basket. But for me, I was expecting Miles not maybe to get playoffs, but to go deeper than they did. Like, last place at Rio was unexpected for me. I know they've been on boot camp. I know they practice super hard anyway. They've got the young players around it. They are a lot of players that I fully believe in to do well. On the major, they should certainly find some success. But I'm also going to put them towards this Ents side of things, where I think, yeah, you can go through, but I'm not 100% sold on you just yet. Now, Apex. Apex is a weird one. I don't really say I'm a big fan of their roster in general. Like, Sticko Jacob, good players from the past, for sure. When you look at Nork, he had that weird point where we all said he was going to be the next best thing for Alping in Sweden. Didn't happen. JL, certainly a positive. But other than that, I'm just lacking to see something which makes me believe in them. They're actually a potential candidate for 0-3. Them and Mongols could be like, there is a world in where I can see they face up against Mongols for a 0-3, or maybe a team like Greyhound, and then they lose. There is potential for that. So I'm not placing them anywhere just yet. Forza, Okay, when it came to them, qualifying was huge, right? They had that nice run, which we saw at Pro League. They ended up losing to FaZe. They had some okay games there, but it's not such a high pressure environment. People didn't expect them to do well. Don't think they're going to go through. NIP, top 8 when it comes to Rio. Okay. I see some glimmers of hope. If you remember the game against Heroic when it was Config's birthday, so I interviewed it, it was Config's birthday. They were fired up. We're seeing like Config's in form, and then you expect Rez and Brolon to be alongside him. Hedrick finding his way as well. And remember, this is Hedrick's first major. It's an achievement every player wants to make. But I wonder if they're going to be able to handle the pressure. Now, someone like Alexi B, some people just dislike him as an IGL. I think he's still fantastic. I feel like this should be a team that goes through. But I've kind of got them and OG in this spot where one of them I don't think is going to make it. So we'll wait on that one as well. Now, Monty, I know because I spoke to LMBT, their coach, they individually feel like they're in a good spot because obviously the war in Ukraine. I'm not 100% sure if he's even going to be there. I don't know how that works because it depends on what the organization is like and what information you can get there, like in terms of being able to leave the country. I really hope they can have the full squad there. We'll have to wait and see what happens. That could be a decision on whether we see Monty go through or not, because not having your coach with you, even if it's just online or however it works, could be one thing. But I do think there's a good chance they'll go through. Now, their opening game is versus FaZe in a best of 1. Could see them down early on and be a bit of a problem for them. But I'm not going to place them just yet either. Greyhound, much to say about the Greyhound guys. They looked better at Melbourne, but it's their country, their event, They had the whole crowd on their side. I'm not going to say they're going to be out of anything. I think they're still the best team in their region by far. But do I see them going through? No. Do I see them going 0-3? I think they'll get a win. Yeah, they beat the Mongols at the RMR to get first place. Okay, they lost the map. They lost one map to the Mongols. And it wasn't even in fun. They lost Anubis in overtime. So it could have been a 2. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mongols. I think Mongols just wrote themselves by me looking at that. This is just straight. Mongols obviously losing one of their best players as well. Sorry, Mongols. You're in a 0-3. That's it. I look at that information. I put Mongols in 0-3. So that easily cleans up Mongols for me. Pain's an interesting one because they get Fluxo in the first game. Now, if you guys are watching my videos before, if you remember back at the showdown, I'm a big advocate for Fluxo. I feel like Fluxo is absolutely solid team right now. They got some of the great pieces. Zeus is now coaching them as well. But Pain's had a hell of a lot of good experience when it comes to playing in Europe. One of these South American teams is going to go through. Have they got any head-to-heads on here? Pain 2-0'd them when it came to the Americas RMR. But before that in CCT Europe, which was back in 2022. I'm not even going to count that then. All right, Pain. Okay, Pain. You can sit in this. Pain can respectfully sit in this spot as well then. That's interesting. Complexity. Oh, I like so many of the players on Complexity. I feel like the team in general can be pretty damn good. But I feel like, and I've said this, when I've done interviews with Fang, I've even said to him, like, dude, for me, it seems to be like your confidence. If he gets off to a good start, has a good game, they'll go through. He's looking nice. But over and over again, I see these teams mentally crumble. I'm still unsure of, like, how good JT can push it. But Complexity play a lot as well. Let's have a look down Complexity. See, okay, so you lost to Greyhound, which I can kind of say. You beat Ecstatic in a 16-14 best of 1. And you lost it in a best of 3. And you weren't, okay, they travel from America. And they started travel from Europe. You still travel into different time zones. That's kind of rough, man. I think because of the reasons I said, like mental strength and just the pressure of a major, Complexity might struggle here. That's rough because Complexity do have these opportunities. You obviously see them a lot when it comes to Blast as well. Sorry, guys. So 2 more spots in my 7. Okay, Liquid. I think they can potentially get off to a slow start. They're playing Apex in the first game, who I definitely don't think are going to make it, like for the reasons I said. But even then, I think the caliber of players on Liquid should mean that they're going through. So I'm quite happy with that. Only gives me 1 more spot. I was going to put an OG or an NIP to go through. OG play Ents, which is tough. And I put Ents potentially going through. So one of them's in 0-2. And NIP play Mouse. And I've kind of got to put them through. Ooh, that's tough. But obviously, I will free up a spot if I put G2 in here. Okay. But I also think this is so tough. Do I just remove G2 now and put them in the 3-0? Because G2's got that really opening, easy first game. And remember, guys, if something happens, so we've got a few days, remember, what's it say? We got 3 days 6 hours remaining to make your picks. If something happens where I find out, for example, that, Monty, they can't get their coach through, I might take them out. So Monty's actually, I'm going to put Monty in. Yeah. I put Payne in over the Fluxo team going through. I'm sorry, Fluxo. I love these guys. I think they got such a sick team, but I feel like Payne right now, all that experience playing in Europe is going to help them a hell of a lot here. Shout out to Monty as well. I got the Ukrainian flag in. And then OG or NIP? OG, because Complexity, I already said so. Fluxo, I kind of get my points on that. Game of Legion, Forza might do a little bit of damage. Oof. NIP. I feel like NIP keep telling us that they're building up into this. They can do so well. They have played against OG quite a lot as well, but they're not playing against each other directly in this matchup. They might even be able to avoid each other completely. I'll go with NIP. Surely because Config was playing Beast Mode when I last saw him. And I'm still unsure on the whole thing of the way that the leadership goes within OG, because Nico wasn't a natural in-game leader. He's certainly trying. Spent a lot of time with them at Rio as well. On the last day before we flew, I spent some time with the OG guys. And I feel like they're close there. It'd be interesting. I think Rugger's coming back to be the coach as well. We had the whole thing with Kakafu stepping in for one event. Supposedly it was always planned. But let's see who turns up at the major. Normally they actually come to every event, by the way, with both Kakafu, who is the analyst, and Rugger, the coach. So let's see what it comes in with it as well. But I think this is it. I think for now, unless some miracle changes happen, this is what I'll be running for. If you guys got any opinions, any thoughts, whatever else you want to show me on what your pick'ems are, let me know down below in the comments. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, smash those buttons for me. Any comments you guys give as well massively help what's going to be going on within my YouTube video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's certainly going to be tough, and this is probably only going to get tougher as the pick'ems go on. That's for damn sure. And if I do make any changes, because we've got 3 days and 6 hours at this point in filming, I will tweet out under the video on Twitter at Banks Esports. I will show you guys what I end up going to. But I hope you enjoyed it. There's my picks. Let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed. The last CSGO major, baby. Let's bring the hype.